and Dr. Mel Stanfield, Associate Professor of English at University of Central Florida and author of the new book. Okay, we've got some space trivia for you all. So to start, planets actually don't all orbit around various stars.
Kids who are Mr. Beast fans, and so one kid I talked to who was a kid who got surgery for Mr. Beast.
Why did French authorities arrest Durov, and what is he charged to violence?
Well, that was true. The Hayes office at that time had a rule for Westerns only.
Doing a stunt.
Yep. That's right.
What happened? Let's get ready for some 1A swag that is coming your way. We did something that,
including in the potential transition process with allies and with people who could.
But they'd be allowed to squeeze those hours into a
study in Nature just confirmed that they put into the atmosphere a vast amount of burned carbon over.
Burnt carbon. Talking about the Canadian fires last year. That was pretty much done by DEW, direct energy weapons. Now, movies that are Alien, Predator, Robot Boy to kill everybody. I'll be back. These are all tropes. These are all little, hey, this is what's going to happen. And, YouTube success isn't based on anything other than eyes on the prize. So good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and welcome to Dreamy Dreamland with your sensei, Al Bob, me, your griot, here to tell you a story, and don't believe a word I say. What is it? The Man Beast, the guy who's the most popular YouTube show, and he gives, gives away stuff on TV. It's like Queen for a Day. But he really does it. I mean, he did, 10,000, eye surgeries for people who couldn't afford it, and the state and the county and the nonprofits, nobody who's supposed to be there for them was there for him. So he did it, right? And he does things of that nature, which are pretty freaking amazing, right? But you look at him and you say, this guy's just doing it so he can get his business, Man Beast or whatever it's called, something Beast, Real Beast, I don't know. But his company, production company that makes his show makes $600 million. I mean, close to $1 billion every year. That's pretty good. That's why he's the most successful YouTube channel, right? And that's why YouTube gives him that money, because he gets that many eyes on the prize, right? It's a lot of advertising. And that's a lot of data, a lot of information that one show sucks out of all its observers, right? And that's what YouTube's about. That's what the internet's about. Why do you think they built this thing? To keep an eye on you, right? Get you an idea of what's going on in the populace, right? How to manipulate the populace, right? And I do this show, who knows how many people watch it, not really many. But I do it, right? And I do it, A, I got nothing else to do. B, gets me out of the house, or the forest, because I don't really have a house. Gets me to talk to you, and I do. There's about 100 of you that get a hold of me at the dudawake42 at Gmail, and come to me with your problems, and I talk to you mano y mano, and it seems to help. Just like when I go out and about, and I meet people at the supermarket or here and there, and I talk to them. I talk to maybe 10 to 20 people a week, and I help all of them, but about 5 to 10 of them really help them. Meaning, I see them again. They go, all that stuff you told me, it helps me so. I mean, I'm doing everything. It's amazing, right? So people write books like that, and they make some money. or they become popular and they're on TV or on the radio. But hey, I'm on YouTube, and it's I'm trying to be the antecedent to the media world, right? Which is that's a to be the antecedent to the whole media world. That's kind of tough, but it's not. Right? Because I'm just being myself. I was just. Now, what do I have to do? They say you have to be snappy, you have to be quick, you have to talk fast. That's not my way. I'm sorry. And I like montages. I have no technology to do it, so I do it the old-fashioned way. So what can I say? Ugh. But this show also revolves around you guys talking. I have it on live chat. There's nobody there. Come on, hit that. Before you go anywhere, hit that you subscribe and hit the bell. I mean, that's the only way you're going to know that I'm doing this stuff. Right? Now, I know a lot of you guys watch this later on at your own, which is fine by me, right? Do, 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 do. Huh.
If you've been getting scam texts like these, it means your data was probably leaked online somewhere. Now, most of you can probably...
I would have made billions of dollars in this job if I wanted to play that game the way they played it, but instead I took the job very seriously and very importantly. And you can see from the recently announced financial reports, I don't need the money.
Yeah, Donald Trump says he doesn't need the money. What's funny about that is that when you look at his financial reports, when you look at the campaign finance reports for his campaign, it kind of seems like he needs the money, and it kind of seems like he's getting the money, actually. And in a race where he is now trailing Kamala Harris, and she's raising a ton of money, which we're going to get to, if I was a Republican, I'd be mad about the fact that there's all these shady organizations he set up that are just hoovering up money from regular MAGA conservatives, and it's going to... something we don't really know. A storm is tearing up the digital media industry. Only our audience can save us in these difficult times. Help us reach our goal of 100,000 new members at tyt.com/team. And the New York Times piece by Republican political consultant Juliana Glover goes into the details of all this black hole for big money. And so apparently during just this election, the Trump campaign and four of its PACs have paid Red Curve Solutions at least $18 million. They appear to pay Mr. Trump's legal bills and then get reimbursed by the PACs. So I guess that money's just going to cover his butt on all of the crimes he committed.
So this guy's just a grifter, but so is every other politician that's ever been, right? And people, they use anything, forget about it, right? It's a joke, as they say. So let's see.
You and me and the European leaders, because there's a huge disconnect that's been plaguing us for decades, and it's set to plague us for the decades to come, and at least we should know why. So let's go to Pravda first, and here's a title for you. Ukraine must win, because if Russia wins, we all lose, Danish Prime Minister. I would argue that if Russia loses, then for sure we all lose. Because Russia, you see, it has a nuclear doctrine besides being a nuclear superpower. Do you think that the Russian government, forget Vladimir Putin for a second, do you think the Russian government would allow the Russian state to...
lacks charisma? Some are saying Vivek Ramaswamy, but I really don't see the majority of MAGA land following behind to replace Trump. And that here is, and of course, absolutely, even if Trump gets that guilty verdict, and even if he is imprisoned, which I don't think is going to happen, but okay, maybe. Trump may or may not give up, but his followers aren't going to give up if that's the case. He will be martyred and he will be held up as a hero. The critical part here is, does someone come in to replace Trump? And that is what another Reddit user, Reflex Point, seems to be getting at, who said, quote, "It will end when some other movement or leader arises that they latch onto and move on from Trump. Unfortunately, whatever or whoever that is likely to be even worse than Trump. We thought it was going to be Ron DeSantis. He lacks charisma. Some are saying Vivek Ramaswamy, but I really don't see the majority of MAGA land following behind a brown-skinned Hindu guy. I'm not talking the more savvy MAGAs like Elon Musk, but the diehards that make up the base of rural white evangelical America. Maybe it will be a Christian white guy with a track record like DeSantis, but with Ramaswamy's social skills. I don't know who that currently is. I generally agree with this take. What it is going to take, unless we wait 20 years for Trump to work his way completely through the justice system.
So we're going to have a few more years to figure this out as we build an alternate supply system. No, there's you've got general artificial intelligence, and then you've got applied. And general is Skynet. We're nowhere close to that, a thinking machine. Applied, that's like what we're seeing with ChatGPT, where you just load data into the system or give it a very, very sophisticated decision tree, and it can't wander out of those parameters because it can't think. Now, that is still potentially game-changing technology in any number of sectors, but it's not sentience. There's more to sentience than processing power. The short version is we're all really stupid, and nuclear has a bad rap for things that it has not done. The slightly longer version is Greenpeace is one of the most successful Soviet agitation propaganda programs that they've ever done. And they are in part responsible for, among other things, the Green Party in Germany.
Now, this is my buddy. What's his name? He's an economist. He's like, the star boy of economy, and his perception of micro and macro economy is quite good in its context to political aspects. Peter Patrick something. That's his name. Anyway, but everyone leaves out what I constantly talk about, and that there is a central core of all the chaos. And it's not Russia, and it's not the deep state in America, and it's not the EU or this crew or that crew. No, it's a little bit above their pay grade, right? And all you have to do is look at a dollar bill and see the pyramid with a floating eye of Horus on top of it. Say, what the frack is that? And so I would love it if some of you guys, because I know a lot of you have a lot of access and exposure to everything. So I could just keep, what time is it? 4:12. Doesn't look like 4:12. Anyway, I'm going to go away for a little bit, and I'm going to come back and see if any of you have come on board.